Okay, here's a question where we're starting with points A and B and we've got their coordinates. First part is a show that question. That means this is going to be our end point. We've got to get the gradient of AB. We've got 2 points. This is a standard method from chapter 3. A diagram or a fraction with 2 subtractions in it, and we've got the answer. A dot E2 is a re-entry point. It's hence, so that means we take the answer that was given in A dot E1. We've got to find the equation of a line AB. Now for the equation of a line, it's also in chapter 3, there's a recipe that you always use. It begins y minus y1 equals, and for that recipe you need a point and you need a gradient. So have we got a point on the line AB? Yes, we've got 2. Have we got a gradient for the line AB? Yes. So you slot those things into the recipe you learned in chapter 3 and make sure you give the answer in this particular form. A, B and C have to be integers. That means whole numbers. So get rid of any fractions by multiplying up if you need to. And part B, we've got to find an equation of another line. So it's going to be the y minus y1 recipe again. And once again we're going to need the same 2 things, a point and a gradient. This time it's got to pass through B, so we've got just one choice of the point. Make sure you use B. And the gradient now has to be perpendicular to the line AB. So there's the gradient of AB. You need to set up the perpendicular gradient to that. That will give you the gradient. The point is point B, and use your y minus y1 recipe again. This time your equation can be given in any form, so you don't need to get it into one like that. Finally, in B dot E2, we've got a point C. We know the y coordinate is 7, we don't know the x coordinate. Angle ABC is a right angle. Find the value of the constant k. Now if you're smart, you might realise that this is actually linked to B dot E1. But you don't need to solve B dot E1, and you can treat this as a complete re-entry point. For things like this, then a diagram is likely to help. ABC is a right angle, so if you're doing this from scratch, you might need to want to think about the line AB, whose gradient you know, and think about BC. You've already used a perpendicular gradient to that, so that's the gradient we need for BC. What you can do is you can take the coordinates of B and these coordinates of C, and maybe helped by a diagram, you can set up something with k's in it that would tell you the gradient of BC. And you know you want that to be perpendicular to this gradient here, so set up an equation with k's in it and solve for k. There is a simpler way to get these 2 marks, based on maybe from your diagram realising how B part 1 is relevant, but if you don't see that, you can tackle B dot E2 directly.